On this episode, Nikki tries to tell us something about the trails. I try to create a new logo. And I prove that I'm more comfortable with the rocky section than Nikki is.
Okay, Nick, countdown.
I already did the countdown. We saw it.
Welcome back! At Why We Move we share weekend mountain bike rides. We are no experienced cyclists, but cyclists that experience. This week we had a unique opportunity. The sky was clouded, so we went out to do the more exposed ride, Delvera from the Dirtopia Trails. There are two main route options, the basic loop and an extended loop. We settled for the shorter option, which was about 12.5 kilometers long with 320 meters of elevation. Roughly half of the route is located on the top part of Klapmanskop. The rest of the trail runs along the side of this pointy hill through vineyards and patches of forest. The Delvera trail starts with a downhill towards the dam. It's short, but you better enjoy it, because it will be the last bit of downhill for a while. From here it's up via the vineyards. Although the next part is not really exciting bike-wise, it has a beautiful view of the Simonsberg, and going through the vineyards also has something magical. We also spotted some wild animals. On this stretch, we saw a few impressive eagles, which landed pretty close to us. And we spotted a caracal! For those who don't know, that's one of those big cats. Next up is this little stretch of bonus forest. Some shade, a flowing burst of downhill and a technical climb. But tiny it is. Before you know it, it's over and back onto the dirt road. The thing about these roads in the winelands is that they go up quite steep, and for some reason there are a lot of them, all going up. All steep and often with bumps, ditches or muddy sections to add up to the challenge. After these routes, we were forced to stop for a moment. Dolf had a flat tire. It was a proper fall. They tend to lay around on the beginning of this route. But hey, luckily we could patch his bike up in this emergency workshop with amazing view.
Ja, eens kijken hier zo.
Okay.
Ja.
And yes, that's it! The last bit of dirt road before the single track starts. With the single track, you also start the real climb on Klapmanskop. This climb is fun, but pretty technical. This is definitely not the piece of single track you want to use to introduce mountain biking to your friends. They will suffer. We actually also suffered a bit, because we forgot how technical this route is with all those rocks around. Mentally we were prepared for a smooth ride, especially with the e-mountain biking as our previous adventure.
Time for a quick break and decision guns. We settle for the short option today. Then just before you go down this bridge, It really looks like there's a drop to death if you fall on the left side. In reality, it's not that hectic, but it sure does have the endlessness feeling to it though.
Damn! Those sections with lots of loose grit and drops on the side are freaking me out. But Dolph doesn't seem too much be bothered by it. Speaking about that, prep yourself. In the next shot, you'll see Dolph crash his bike. Yes, that was it! It was a lot more chaotic than you see in the footage. Damn it, Gimbal, you take away all the fun! As you can see, Dolph was okay. We just had to fish his bike out of the bushes before we could proceed and start the real downhill. The downhill is a nice mix of rocky sections, flowing ridge lines and switchbacks. The path was quite run down, with most of the S-bands having big gutters and bumps, making it tricky to go down. It felt like we didn't really get into a smooth flow and kinda stumbled down this one. Luckily after a bit the path has longer smoother stretches. Whoop whoop! This is what we can do! We finally settle into this ride and the few obstacles that we now come across, like a few small drops, some big rocks and an occasional tree trunk, are feeling much more like a breeze. Feeling more relaxed, we now could also cast our eyes up into the sky to enjoy the magnificent scenery around us.
After a quick break, Nikki tests the grips on her pedals by slamming the spikes against her leg. Ouch!
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
Some last switchbacks and we made it back into the bottom of this small gorge. Beautiful! Bottom means, yep, climbing, one last stretch. Come on Nikki, you can do it!
After this short climb, it is time for our favorite little downhill section. That was nice! Now, fast down the dirt road, taking a big corner and swoosh! Into the forest. This time of the year, the forest has some great colors, with all those yellow leaves sprinkling around. From here, it's practically retracing our ties back to the start. down through the vineyard, past the dam and some lovely greens, the last downhill and short burst up to get back between the Delvera buildings. That was it! We hope you enjoyed the ride. We kinda did. Well, yeah, it was not our day. But in hindsight, there's lots of fun to be had once you master those vineyard climbs and hit the single track. Just don't go into the ride thinking it will be all smooth and flowy. Then you will be all set up for a nice day out on those trails. If you like this movie, do click like and subscribe. Although our subscribers are slowly growing, we would really love to grow our followers even more. Besides, we can get a custom URL for our channel if we hit the mark. So, please help us out. It will be much appreciated. The next ride on our list is taking us back into the Grabal area. We will go and explore the trails of Lebanon Forest, starting from the Oak Lane cottages. Please join us again. Until then, get up and get out.